Good.
Awesome. All right, well, players, this is the epilogue session wrapping up the story that you guys began oh so many months ago. Crazy to think about. In the last session, you all did quite a bit. You led an investigation into what precisely transpired at the Karnak Carnival. And during this investigation, you wound up back at the Groggy Bee, and the Peacekeeper had passed out at the bar. And after taking him to his room, settling him down, Selena expressed confusion because she was positive that he had had the only thing he had had to drink was the non-alcoholic thing that the postman drinks. So why would he be out asleep? And so you guys ran back upstairs just in time to see a mysterious figure with this strange weapon that had the wolf skull jaw on it, and he was threatening to kill the Peacekeeper. You guys got into a fight. He and the Peacekeeper went through the door, and then you guys fought against this fella named Vesker, and you guys mainly Zana disarmed Vesker very quick. Just just took him down like a sack of bricks. And but phase 2 of the battle was you guys fighting the possessed body of Vesker via Haskin Croyburn. And you guys managed to fight him down to very low health. He was down to like 1 HP, and luckily for your party, Ignatius was able to get one last hit on him that took him down. And then you followed his body, which was being dragged off towards the graveyard. And you guys met up with Osprey, who thanked you for inadvertently helping him find the soul of the person who he was looking for. And after that, we ended the session with the Peacekeeper stumbling forward, begging your group to save his friend. And that's where we ended that. But obviously, we fast forwarded to, I explained at the end of last session that the Peacekeeper and Vesker were taken to Treese at the temple to be taken care of, to be given healing and just making sure their wounds were being taken care of. And so we will begin this session in an odd sort of way. What I would like each of you to do is please roll me a d20.
Sure. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Once you have them, please hold your rolls, and I will ask for it.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? In that case, I'll roll it physically. See how that goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my special rock.
Fancy.
I'm gonna get my special rocks.
Special rocks?
Special.
Okay.
All right. Evren?
6.
Okay. With a 6, you're asleep and you're dreaming. And because of your role, the intensity or vividness of this dream isn't very high. But you see sort of scorched earth and burned trees. And in front of your eyes, you see greenery and restoration happen. And you see a burned patch of forest that looks like lots of places in Stokebalt regrowing and turning green and filling with life again. Marko, what was your roll?
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. With a natural 20. So this dream, you find yourself confronting what you dreamed of before you were brought to Montrace. Your mind is cast back to you being stripped of your knightly armor and thrown into the street with these shadowy figures smiling at you, and then off in the distance, this dragon figure appearing off in the distance. And that was the way that your nightmare ended. And your mind is sort of cycling back through that scene. But this time, You see yourself stand up. You see yourself stand up and confront these shadowy figures. Not by fighting them, but simply standing up and standing your ground. And as you stand there, immovable, these figures, these shadowy figures just sort of slink away and fade. And after they fade, this dragon figure approaches you. It's very amorphous, it's hard to discern color. But Marko, in your dream, you're staring face to face at eye level with a terrifying dragon. And you might be shocked yourself by the fact that in your dream, you don't flinch and you don't move. Zana, what did you roll?
I got a 12.
A 12. With a 12, you see home. You see the heavens. You see these orange and pink clouds swirling together and flocks of birds flying by. And you see all of these columns supporting these structures, the likes of which the mortal plane has no idea about any of these things. And you see children playing, and you see light cascading over these clouds. And off in the distance, you see these sort of looming gray clouds off in the distance. But then after a minute, the wind shifts and the clouds slowly retreat away. All three of you wake up as you have the previous several days in the Groggy Bee. And before you went to sleep, Treese informed you, after the three of you brought the Peacekeeper and Vesker to be healed, she was still dealing with wrapping up and making the funeral rites for Auguste. She informed the three of you that his funeral would be held this morning, that you've woken up on. And you know that it was to be done early, so that way as many people could be present as possible. So what do you guys do to start your day?
Stretch, get breakfast.
Yeah.
I think having stopped the bad guy, just take a deep breath, and for once, don't put on armor. Don't suit
Okay.
up.
All right.
Just throw on a tank top. And
You still have that long coat as well, with the
Yeah.
Montrace embroidery work.
I'll probably tie the sleeves together and wrap it around my neck.
Nice.
Like a little tied up cardigan.
Now I imagine that the three of you exit your rooms, and because of the previous day, and because of the tone that this day is starting off on, I imagine the three of you make your way downstairs, not really saying anything at first, just sort of mentally preparing yourself for the day. You know, obviously, that you have got to go to the funeral, but you also know that you still have to tie up some loose ends with the Peacekeeper and this mystery man, Vesker, who caused all this trouble. And as you guys walk down the steps, Selena greets you, and she says, "Oh, good morning. I will serve breakfast, but just not before the funeral. After something like this happens, usually people like to gather together and be together, so I'll probably serve breakfast a little bit later, after services have concluded."
Okay.
Okay, I think I'll survive.
Yeah.
That's fine. I've lived in the woods. I can wait a while. Or on very little.
She smiles and she says, "I need to go put something a bit more appropriate for the occasion on. I'll be right out. And she heads into the back to her own like private quarters that are like back towards where the kitchen is. And across the room, I can go ahead and pull this up, make sure I have you guys on the Groggy Bee first floor. There we go. As per usual, you see Eustace, Colton, and Zwara are already there. Colton and Zwara are just wearing their stock standard military stuff. Eustace is wearing some darker colors, and he walks up to the three of you, and he says, "Good morning. Good to see the three of you up and about already."
Yeah.
Oh, it's
It's
good
good
to see you better.
Yeah, I'm glad you're walking around after what you've been through.
Oh, yes, I'm doing much better thanks to the three of you. Yeah, last night I was this close to putting the peacekeeper in the cell. I got this close, but he woke up and, as strong as I am from lifting that cannonball this last week, I couldn't quite hold him down. So sorry about that if I failed you. Hopefully it wasn't a problem. Probably a good thing he didn't wake up when I was putting him in the cell. That would have been awkward.
He's okay. It'll work out.
I'm glad both of you are okay.
Me too. I didn't see much of what was going on. I heard some noises and I thought I saw some flashes of light, and that's why I was making my way into the center of town when that body just went zipping past me.
It do zip.
Yeah, that was a new one. I haven't seen anything like that before. But luckily, we aren't going to have to go get those flowers because evidently the shopkeep has taken care of that. He went and collected some yesterday for everyone to use, which is convenient. Not to mention, I would rather not go anywhere near the Cursed Valley if it's all the same to everyone else.
No arguments from me.
We won't be going back there if we can help it, but
Probably.
I should hope not. It's a scary place.
It is a little creepy.
Well, you guys want to walk to the graveyard with me?
Sure.
This
Why
is
not?
I'd like that. Well, I don't like it, but you make good company.
Oh, well, you're not so bad yourself. And Eustace heads for the door, and just as he exits the room, Selena, wearing black, walks out, and she locks the door behind you guys. And all of you head towards the graveyard at the south of town from Montrace proper.
Mhm.
And it's not too far a walk. You guys have been there multiple times by this point. And you see, as you guys are walking up, that like the last few people are just collecting. You guys are some of the last people to arrive.
Mhm.
And for brevity's sake, we won't go too in depth here, but Treese is the one giving the final rites. And there's a fresh burial mound and like a hole dug basically for the coffin. And they hold services. And they lower Auguste's body into the grave, and then they pile up the dirt to make a mound, and then everybody, one after the other, goes and grabs handfuls of flowers from the Sundry's owner that you guys have met before, and everybody starts laying the flowers down on the grave.
Mhm.
After Treese finishes with reading through the sort of statements that she has and the blessings and all that, everybody sort of just slowly walks away. Some people still have days of work that they have to go off and do. And so some people don't head to the Groggy Bee, but a lot of people do. Like Selena said, after something like this happens, people tend to want to gather together, which is what you guys observed after the funeral that you guys saw the first day you guys were there for Caraman Cromwell. So you know that the Groggy Bee is like the meeting spot that people would go to. In the number of people there, everyone's there from the town, including the Peacekeeper, who has like a sort of like a head bandage. And he's looking pretty banged up, but he's up and standing. And he's there during the service. And as people start making their way back to the Groggy Bee, he sort of falls in behind the three of you.
Before they go back, can Evren do something real quick at the grave?
Yes.
She's gonna Druidcraft a couple poppies, and leave them on the grave. It's a
Oh,
flower
nice.
of remembrance. So
Nice. Very nice.
just to leave another. I know they all left flowers already, but like just another one. It's
Yeah,
red.
you can
so it's,
absolutely
like,
do that.
bright, colorful,
Yeah, that's nice.
like a goose is. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's it. Say a few words in Druidic, some like little like funeral rites she might know, and that's it.
Nice. Very nice.
Mhm.
Any other player things you want to do before you leave the graveyard? I should open it up now, probably. If not, that's totally fine.
Just put a hand on the grave and pay some respects and say, like, thanks for being among the first to believe in us.
Zana will probably just like not touch the grave, but be like, "Bye, Augustus. I will see you way later. But have a good rest. You earned."
Nice. Very nice.
Is that how that works?
Well, I mean, like, probably. I've never like met somebody before, like they died.
Well, here's hoping.
Yeah, he'll probably make it. He's a good guy.
The Peacekeeper clears his throat, standing behind the three of you, and says, I wanted to thank the three of you for making sure that Vesker got into Teresa's care quickly. I'm sorry I couldn't have helped. I wasn't in any condition last night.
Well, you weren't the only one. We all got pretty roughed up. Most of us, anyway.
I got shot with fire.
Yeah, I almost died. So, not
I
a
think we
fun
all
night.
almost died.
I was very, very close.
And Marko really
Closer than
fucked
I've
him
ever
up.
been. And Ignatius helped too.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
but
did.
Marko's right here, so I can compliment him to his face.
I think we all would have been
I think
done
at
for if not
that
for
point she would
Ignatius.
summon Ignatius just to spite Zana. Be
Well,
like,
at that point, people were like, "Oh, hello, Ignatius. You did very good, by the way." See, now he is here to hear the good words.
mm-hmm.
The
It's fancy
Peacekeepers-
seeing you here.
The Peacekeeper says, I'm going to personally take care of some of the finer details of this case. But there are still a couple things that need to be determined first.
Okay.
Treese informed me this morning that Vesker was stirring and should be well enough for the three of you, for the four of us, to question him about what happened. And I would very much like for the three of you to be there.
You got it.
Okay.
Whatever you need.
I have no other plans.
Yeah, I mean, neither do I.
Anxious for that moment.
So if the three of you are done at the grave site, the Peacekeeper would start making his way towards the Groggy Bee.
Okay. I'm gonna head back with them, I guess.
After he reaches the pathway that leads to the Groggy Bee, he continues straight forward up towards his office, which does have like a relatively primitive cell that you guys were trying to get Eustace to drag him into last night just to make sure he didn't go anywhere or hurt himself. So that's where the Peacekeeper heads. The rest of the crowd sort of splits off to go get things started. Selena walks ahead of the group, unlocks the door, and welcomes people inside to start mingling, and she starts working on breakfast. And in the meantime, the Peacekeeper moves past the crowd of people and makes his way towards his office.
Oh boy.
Once he reaches the door, he unlocks it, goes inside, and you guys know the layout that his office lies just beyond from the little area, the little entrance area. But then off to the side of that room, there's where the prison cell is. There's just one. And Peacekeeper walks in, and you see, the three of you see Vesker asleep on the little slat bed, and he also has like some head bandages. They both took a tumble out of a second story window, so they're both not doing great. But you guys believe what Osprey said, that if he was taken care of, that he would survive. So there's no doubt in your minds that he's recovering. And after the door closes to the room, Vesker's eyes open, and he sort of sits up on his bed, and the Peacekeeper sits down at his desk and just takes out some papers and dips his quill pen into some ink and gets ready to start writing things down.
I'm sure you have a lot for this report.
The Peacekeeper nods solemnly.
I think Evren's gonna try and keep Ignatius like away from Vesker after what he saw. Be like, it's okay. It's not the same creature. Like, just, trying to. Because I imagine that he'd be like, oh, it's him. But yeah.
Go ahead and roll perception on that, actually.
Sure. Why not? Perception. Okay, pretty good. 24.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. When you're thinking, like, oh, maybe I should keep Ignatius away from him, maybe that would make Ignatius nervous, you see that Vesker, his eyes adjust, and he sort of shakes his head, and he says, "Is that a wolf? What is that?"
He's a fox. He's a wildfire spirit that I conjured when I was a kid through my druidic training.
Is he your pet?
Some people might say that. I consider him to be my companion more than anything.
Vesker reaches one arm out through the cell with his hands put together like he's trying to coax Ignatius to like sniff his hand.
Oh boy. I think
One more.
Ignatius is gonna go for it. Evren thinks first, be like, Ignatius,
Don't kill him.
don't hurt him. You can sniff, don't hurt, is the command she gives. So
Vesker just sort of gently pets Ignatius's head, and then just draws his arm back into the cell and says, I'm sorry, who are you?"
well, I'm Evren, that's Ignatius. These are our friends. And she'll like gesture towards behind her. She assumes Zana and Marko are behind her.
They actually like dished as soon as you started talking.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, hello. Good morning.
Good to finally talk to the real you.
Good, good morning. I'm Vesker.
Hello, I am Zana. It is good to meet you, and not you that tried to kill me, you.
At that, Vesker shoots a glance over at the Peacekeeper, and Vesker looks back at you, Zana, and says, "What was that?"
What do you
I look at the
remember
peacekeeper like, did he not know?
from last night?
The
What do you remember?
the Peacekeeper shrugs and says, "This is the first I've spoken with him today as well."
Oh, true enough.
But yeah, everyone was asking Vesker, like, what do you remember from last night? See what he remembers, if anything.
To be perfectly honest with you, I'm a little confused this morning. The last thing I remember, I was dying in a cellar. That's the last thing I remember.
Dying in a cellar?
Okay, so, fantastic news, you are not dead.
Yeah,
Um,
he like he's wearing like very like essentially PJs,
Yeah.
like just very light clothes, and he's feeling around and he says, "I even have the scar from it. I had an arrow through me, but
That
I'm
probably
alive."
will never go away. You have one pretty powerful entity to thank for where you are right now.
Marko, roll. Roll persuasion.
17.
You say that, and Vesker says, "There was someone else down there. Why is it so hard to remember? Someone else was down in the cellar with me.
You mean Haskin?
I don't know his name. All I know is we were both dying. And then he told me that there was a way that both of us could live. He said that he had a powerful friend who could take care of both of us, but I had to agree to his terms."
And
So
those
you do remember the
were...
deal.
That's the last thing I remember. I think I shook his hand and then I woke up this morning.
So everything between then and right now is gone for you?
Yeah, I don't know. Was it yesterday? Was it a week ago? How long was I out? At this, the peacekeeper looks at you guys and just like,
What matters is you came to last night.
yeah. I'm
And I'm
a
glad
little.
you're safe as well, but
I'm confused. They called us out to fight, and I think I'm in enemy territory, but my friend is the peacekeeper? I'm really confused.
your friend.
Well, yeah. We're like brothers, Lionel and I.
Everyone's gonna give both Marko and Zana a look like, yeah, just like, oh boy.
Have you told him that? I'm sure that would mean quite a bit to him.
Well, he knows. We were on the field of battle right before I got hit.
Did you hear that, Lionel?
I thought he left me behind, but here he is, and I'm still here.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Lionel is like scribbling stuff down and just taking notes.
He's a very cool guy, this friend. He's very nice.
Mr. Kestrium, I believe this is something you should attend to.
Lionel says, in time. It's too much for the moment.
Okay, but sometime, though.
He can't
Yes.
stay in there forever.
Of course, I understand that. It's just... It's too soon. I will clear everything up, but certain things have to be taken care of before then. This explains multiple things to me that were unclear before. And the Peacekeeper stands up, walks over to the cell, and opens it up, and he walks inside, and he crouches down, and he grabs hold of Vesker's shoulder and says, "My friend, you need rest. Just stay quiet for a time. I promise you, you have no enemies here. You'll be safe. The war is over. That's all you need to know." And Vesker sort of shakes his head to the affirmative and then waves to the three of you, sort of squinting, holding his head that's bandaged, and rolls over away from you guys. And Lionel takes the blankets and pulls them back up over him, stands up, and says, "The three of us need to have a conversation."
Okay.
Grabs some papers off of his desk, opens up a drawer and gathers some other documents, closes it, and then says, "Let's chat in my room at the Groggy Bee, where we won't be disturbed."
Sounds good to
Okay,
me.
sounds good. We should get some food on the way there.
Yeah, they're probably waiting, have breakfast going now. From what I understand.
So you guys make your way to the Groggy Bee, and you guys head inside, and Selena's not finished getting stuff ready, but she's almost ready.
Mm-hmm.
She's back in her regular clothes with her apron, and some of the regulars are in there, milling about, and the Peacekeeper leads you guys back to the second floor of the Groggy Bee, where you guys go back. I should go ahead and make these guys invisible now. But you guys make your way down to his room and opens the door for you guys. The floorboards have been put back the way they were before, and the window is still busted open. It's still broken. But there's like a blanket sort of put up to sort of cover it. And the Peacekeeper walks over to a table, and he takes these pieces of paper that he brought with him from the office, and he sets them down on the table. Goes over to the fire, which is lit. He's got a small hearth in there. He takes a poker, and he stokes it a little bit, and now there's some flames going. Hangs up the poker, walks back to the table, and looks at the three of you. He places his hand on... There's two different stacks of documents on the table. He places his hand on one stack, and he lifts it, and he sort of fans them out in front of the three of you. And he says, "These are your criminal charges, your criminal histories." And staring you dead in the eye, he takes his other hand, and he crumples them, and then he walks over to the fire and throws them in. Then he walks back to the table, places his hand on the other stack, and he scoots the papers across from him, away from himself, to the far side of the table. And he says, "These are my criminal charges and Vesker's criminal charges." And then he takes his hand away from the table and he steps back a couple feet. And he says, "We're both in your hands."
Hmm.
Well, I think we all already know the correct thing to do here. And she's like staring at the other two.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if we're all thinking the same thing, you won't get any arguments from me. Looks at Marko.
Do you mind if I take a look at these real quick?
He nods.
Ladies, can you help me read these?
Yeah.
I'll see how my common is.
I've
I'm
got you
just-
both. Don't worry. She'll climb up on like a chair or something. Take a look at them.
I won't read them verbatim, but
Right. So on the documents themselves, this is not an exhaustive list, but on the Peacekeeper's paperwork, it's desertion, sedition, abandoning your post. There's concealment of evidence, and finally there's like a subscript on there that's all about just like basically traitor to Devier. And then on Vesker's, it's murder is on there. And things about like mayhem, causing property damage, that sort of thing.
Property damage, huh? I bet I get along with him.
Oh, oh, did he also set something on fire? Because, like, we could start a club.
I'm trying to lighten the mood a little bit. That's what she's trying to do. Or Evren, at
He
least.
turns behind him to his bed that there's like a blanket covering an object, and he uncovers it and he pulls out the Ripper, which is the device that he used, and he sets it on the ground and he says, "This also explains what happened to Thesper's Wolf Skull Ward. And he stole the shear handles from Philippa Lochran's mill."
I really want to help you, especially after everything you've done for us. And while I'm not transfixed, married to the idea, a man is dead. I don't think this is worth taking up to the Noirast or anything, especially not Vesper. We can chalk most of this up to mind control of some kind.
Ghost made him do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He can claim possession, but and for your crimes, they're just not serious enough for any real court, but there still has to be some semblance of justice served.
He shakes his head and he says, "That's why I demanded them station me here in the first place."
Well,
Vesker and I convinced him to join up with the army. And we both had dreams of military glory, but after we got here and the real fighting started, I realized that I couldn't do it, that I was afraid, and so I ran. Long enough to see my friend get struck with an arrow. So I threw my mask down and I ran. I didn't want any part in killing these shepherds. I had nothing against them. They were perfect strangers to me. And I spent 30 years looking for the body of my friend who I thought I had betrayed to his death.
that makes perfect sense to me. Maybe you could try explaining that to the town. You can see what your 30 years of investment in this role. See if it paid off. If you've built up enough goodwill. I don't feel comfortable keeping this in our hands.
Peacekeeper steps towards you, Marko, and says, after I take care of Vesker and get him reacclimated, I swear to you, I will tell the truth to the town.
I think that's a fair judgment, if you can call it that.
If as long as you swear.
He extends his hand out.
I'll
To
shake
you
it.
specifically, Marko.
I'll shake it. Good enough for me.
And he says, thank you. So you guys still have his documents?
I'll let him keep it. Unless one of the ladies want to take it.
I trust
I'm
him.
not good for more property damage.
Now don't crumple, don't burn those until the truth comes out.
I mean, he's got the
Understood,
long.
he says. And then he crouches down, he lifts up the floorboards, and he lowers the papers into the wool drop and covers it over, and says, soon as Vesker's taken care of and safely out of this place, the truth will come out, I promise.
And there you go. Thank you for taking responsibility for your actions. I think that alone says a lot about your chances going forward. I'd be hopeful.
He smiles weakly, and he says, I'm going to have to find some sort of cover to explain Auguste's murder. Mingling lies with truth is a dangerous business. The fact is, the true culprit, the three of you took care of. But I'm not sure if explaining it to the town in completely truthful terms will assuage their fears. So,
If they don't like
What-
it, they can ask us personally.
what I might do is tomorrow, Colton, Zwara, and Eustace are leaving for Yvray, where the Noirast is. Perhaps if the town thought that the culprit was headed with him in the prisoner transport and that we caught the culprit, I can show them the Ripper to explain the fact that it wasn't a wolf, to alleviate their fears, while also convincing them that the murderer has been caught, which the three of you took care of.
Not a bad
Is
idea.
not a bad idea.
As long as you're telling the truth, I have no problem.
It's not really a lie, yeah. I mean, the only lie is that they're in the transport, but yeah, that's gonna be
Careful the way you spin things. You might not even have to do that. Like I said, after years of protecting this town, you have more goodwill than you might realize.
Years of trying to protect the town would probably be more apt, but I see your point. Just not sure if me explaining the events of last night would make people feel more at ease or less at ease.
Well, maybe we'll spread a tale or two of your efforts.
He smiles. Then he walks across to his nightstand and he picks up a tome and he walks back to the three of you and he hands it to your group and says, "This is August's field journal. I figured that the three of you should have it. He often talked about making the long trip to Evren to have his work published, and I can think of no one better to entrust his work with than the three of you."
Yeah. That's the least we could do. He let us borrow it after all. We did make a promise, or at least talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
So your group now has August's field journal to take with you.
Cool.
And the peacekeeper says, "I have some talking that I need to do with Vesker. It's not going to be easy. But as far as I can tell, he's lost 30 years.
Yeah, good luck explaining that, if at all.
That's between you and him.
To be quite honest, I think this might be better, that he doesn't remember the 30 years he spent living in the shadows. Won't be easy to explain.
Fine.
Well, I need to get back to Vesker, but the three of you go have your breakfast. I know if you end up leaving with the prisoner transport tomorrow, it's a free ride to Evren. Figure if you have anything else in town that you want to do before you leave. Certainly, if there's anything that you wish to purchase, anything, it's all on me.
That's awfully generous. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's the least that I can do. And the peacekeeper heads out of the room, and you guys are back downstairs on the first floor of the Groggy Bee in full swing of the breakfast crowd.
Starving.
It smells good down there. Smells like Selena's fresh bread.
Good bread.
Well, better not stand around. We're gonna miss it.
Going to get my pancakes and my sausage and my bean water. It's so good.
So yeah, you guys are sat at your normal table, and yeah, you guys have just like a full spread breakfast surrounded by a bunch of townsfolk who are all in there. Some of them having more serious conversations, some people telling funny stories about Auguste, and in general, the mood has picked up a little bit since the funeral itself.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I'm really hoping next time next quest we go on that nobody becomes a casualty.
Yeah.
At least this one's remembered fondly.
It's such a good adventure. Despite it all.
Yeah.
We were given a pretty fair hand to play with, and I'd say we did about as good as we could have.
Mm-hmm. Good. I've learned so much. You did such a good job.
Definitely gonna have a lot of stories to share when I get home.
You're going
Oh,
home?
they're
Yeah,
not gonna believe this.
it's been a while, and I don't know. Kind of miss everybody.
I
I'm
wasn't
sure
aware
we
you could
miss
just
you.
Hmm?
go back.
Well, I got a
I
letter
mean,
from home. It sounds like things are settling down, so as much as they can.
Oh, well, good for you.
Definitely keep Montrace in mind, though. Might come back and visit if it ever
it's
gets to
good.
be crazy again. Assuming that everyone around here would be cool with that, but I don't see why not.
Well, I was actually wondering if I could maybe come see your home.
You want to come see the forest or woods?
I mean, we are a team, aren't we?
I won't say no.
I'd love to see the home of someone who helped turn my life around.
Oh, make sure you tell my family and everyone that. I'm sure they would love to hear it.
Would love to hear how cool and awesome their kid is.
What about you, Zana?
Oh, this has been good vacation. Um, I mean, everybody goes home at some point. Um,
It's not as easy for you, is it?
oh
How did
no,
you
this
even
is
get here? Is there like a portal or something?
yeah, there's like it's not easy to find, but there is like this stairway to heaven. It's fine. It's a long walk, but it goes pretty well.
How do you find that?
Um, well, there's a couple ways.
Well, besides, you know.
You got to have really good connections. I don't know. I only saw the way down, okay? I don't know how to find it again. I was going to just like be like, "Hey, I'm ready to go home," and see if anyone came to like pick me up.
Worth a shot.
It's really hard to find it again.
It's at this point during breakfast that Eustace sidles up to the fourth chair and he hops up, says, "I'm assuming this seat wasn't taken, was it?"
I
It's
mean,
always
I
welcome to
mean,
you, friend.
it is now.
you're the one sitting in it, aren't you?
He looks down at himself and he's like, "It would appear I am. Well, uh, the Peacekeeper told me that the three of you might be needing some of my services to get you to Evren. It works out quite well because I have to go there to resupply. But then after you reach there, you're on your own recognizance, he told me, which is a relief. I was hoping that something like that would happen. Every once in a while, peacekeepers are able to assuage certain things, if you will. And like I said, based on the severity of the crimes, sometimes it makes a lot of sense for them to do so. So the fact that the three of you will be traveling with me as traveling companions instead of prisoners is great.
Yeah.
It's going to be such good trip.
Well,
You have no idea. I have so many new road songs to teach you.
oh. Everyone's just gonna put her head on the table.
Oh,
You
That
the
wouldn't
and
believe it.
lessons are so
And we'd
good.
love to join in, right?
And it gets better. You see, Thesper, the shopkeep, he had a book for sale that was just full of road songs.
oh, how
Oh my god,
fortunate!
this is the coolest.
They're
This is
called
so
Songs
great.
from the Pasture Lands, and I bought multiple copies so we can all sing them together.
Great! I'm so excited. She says that into her arms on the table.
Evren, it's going to be so fun. You will
Yeah.
have best time, I'm sure.
Much like Zana, I'm sure you have the singing voice of an angel.
Mm.
I literally do, so I'll take it.
It makes
As you
up
guys are
like, you guys don't understand. I have to listen to the elders sing at home all the time. I love them dearly, but by the
Well,
gods, I'm
then
so tired of it.
this should be good break for you. You will not hear elders, you will hear us.
Yeah, these aren't any kind of like shaman chants or anything. These are hearty road songs. Catchy tunes, you know?
If you say so. That's
as
it.
Evren is bemoaning her situation into her hands. Victor, the older gentleman, walks up behind Eustace and addresses the three of you and says,
Well, I hear that you will be moving on tomorrow.
Yeah. I think most of us probably won't head home tomorrow or go somewhere.
Well, you are all welcome back here, as if this was your home.
Oh, he's so sweet.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'll have to, trust me, I'll come visit if I ever need a break again. I'd love to.
The three of you have made Montrace a better place to live.
But
Glad
it
we
was
could help.
already so good.
That's what keeps us going, honestly.
he nods, and he says,
I inquired of the peacekeeper about August's field journal, and he has informed me that he has entrusted it to you. And so, I tell you, please make sure that you take good care of it and that it gets to where it needs to go.
Yes, sir. We promise.
Sure.
Will do.
Wear it.
"What did you just say, Marko?"
Just said I swear it.
As Victor
no.
goes to turn away from the table, your dragon mark
Oh.
heats up,
Yeah.
pulses once, and fades. And then there's like an awkward pause. And then you hear a voice in your head say,
Such reckless promises.
I'll just like look up, like, well, you're gonna have to deal with it.
Just
That's
says
just
that
who I
out
am.
loud.
You two don't hear a doggone thing, but you do
Yeah.
see Marko do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
Marko says it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's just gonna like sit up from her bemoaning and be like, Marko, who are you talking to?
What the fuck, dude?
What?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, just this voice in my head. I gotta figure out what's going on with that.
This is the part where you like actually should have said that like 5 days ago.
Not the craziest thing I've heard, believe it or not.
Is no one else worried about this?
I'm worried, I'm just not surprised.
Eustace chimes in. Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. Once you start hearing multiple voices in your head, that's the real problem.
Is that something you've dealt with?
Is that
Oh, no, not me, but a lot of the prisoners that I've transported, the worst of the worst, it's almost as if the more voices in your head you hear, the worse their crimes were.
Well, I'm not worried right now, but if another voice pops up, I'll tell you guys, and could be as transparent as possible.
You could
Okay.
talk to Trace about it too if you think it's some sort of divine thing.
I might just do that. Been curious about it more than anything else.
Well, she's been a little bit preoccupied, what with the new roof that they're putting on the church.
Oh, good. I'd love to go see anyway.
So yeah, after breakfast, all three of you can either split up and go wherever you want, but it's at this point that I will open it up to the player. If there is any NPC, any location, literally anything in town that you'd like to do with the rest of this day, that opportunity is open to you now. This includes Carney folk. It includes all the NPCs in the area.
I was gonna ask if the carnies are still here, because I know they were gonna leave eventually.
They're still packing up.
Okay, I think everyone's gonna want to go visit them before they leave.
You want to see the magician?
That's... she's gonna... I want to say bye, and I want to make sure everyone's okay, for your information.
Okay. Have fun.
I will, thank you. Blushing, full on blushing. Doesn't even care.
So you're headed towards the carnival?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on everyone there.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can go your separate ways if there's other things that you want to take care of.
Yeah.
What does Zana want to do?
I am going to go see my new best friend Dahlia and say hello.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll be hitting up Treese.
Okay.
Ask her what's going on here.
Three-way party split, let's go.
We can go in order here. So we'll start. Yeah, I guess we will start at the top with heading back to Karnak.
Oh boy. Okay.
So, Evren, as you make your way to the south of town, off in the direction of the Karnak, you can see a lot of the stuff just at a glance. You can tell that a lot of stuff's been torn down. A lot of like the big top is obviously it was down.
Yeah.
For other reasons,
Right.
but it's actually like packed away now. All that's left is there's just like a splintered bit of like the center thing that's still there that they're still trying to like extricate from the ground. And then there's just like a smattering of like tents dotted here and there. I'll go ahead and hide the other two from this area real quick. But yeah, the carnival, basically all the locations where all the NPCs were is still kind of like where each person is.
Okay.
As you approach the area, you see at a distance, you see Rishka giving orders to different carnies, like helping pack stuff up. And Rishka looks past, like over the shoulder of one of the carnies, sees you, and then waves to you.
She's gonna wave and then head over towards them.
Okay. As you approach, you get closer, you can hear Rishka saying, "All right, this is very important, okay? I want you to take tent pegs out of ground and pack up tent. It is not complicated work. I am begging you, all right? Just do your jobs, please. It's not complicated. If you don't pack up at least one tent in the next day, I will get rid of you, and I will never see you ever again. Pack up your tent and your stupid ring toss game, or you are fired." And you just see like a carny just sort of non-committally just go shrug and then walk off. Rishka turns to you and says, I must surround myself with higher caliber of carny folk.
Having a hard time, it appears.
I thought that setup was going to be complicated, but since the whole accident of people almost dying, so many of the workers are saying they cannot work because they're excuses. Stupid excuses for lazy.
Do you need help?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I've got
Lila
nothing-
is doing half of it herself anyway. He gestures over. Lila just like takes a tent and just like kicks out the support post, like a smaller tent, and it just like flops over, and she starts just like rolling it up and just sort of
Amazing.
gives you a wave.
A wave back, and then look back at Rishka. Be like, I can help. I don't have anything going on. I came over to say bye to everybody, but if you need help, I really don't mind.
He looks around. He's like, well, if you would like to help, let's see. You could ask the twins if they need help. I think everyone else is pretty much packed out.
Okay.
I didn't have to do much unpacking of the strongman tent because, well, it was already uprooted. So I didn't have to do much packing up of that. Big top tent is taken care of. Ring toss will be done soon, I think. And then, older gentleman, fortune teller. He might need some help. His back is not very strong.
Right. That's a friend of Zana's. I'd be happy to help him.
Yeah. So you know where Theo's little horse cart is. It's like at the very back of the fairgrounds. And you make your way that direction, and you can see that he's like lifting some heavy crates into the wagon.
Hey, do you want some help?
He whips around, his beard following his head movement like by a couple seconds for it to catch up because of how long his beard is. And he says,
Oh, I wouldn't mind the help.
Yeah, just tell me what you need.
Yes, well, you could help me lift some of these objects, these relics. Be very gentle, please.
Okay. And she's gonna, just do that, whatever that looks like.
you can roll a strength check.
Sure. So good at those. Okay, strength check. So good at those. 5.
Wow.
You go to lift up the crate next to him, and you go to lift, and like it is not moving.
It's
like
bigger
this
than
thing,
me.
this crate is loaded with stuff, and he says,
Oh, you can leave that one for now. I might need to get some extra help from Madame Lila over there.
Okay.
Some of these are quite heavy. Here,
he takes his hand and pulls the crystal ball out of the box, hands it to you,
Okay.
and says,
can you put this in the cart?
Yeah, sure. And she'll take it and put it in the cart.
he loads up the boxes, and between the two of you, you help him with like smaller objects, just getting a lot of like the tapestries and like the rugs and stuff. I'll get that all sorted inside. And after a while, Lila walks over this massive dragonborn, and she crouches down and she lifts the box and sets it into the cart. And she says, you really ought to put these in smaller boxes. The larger the box, the harder it is to lift. And no offense to you, Theo, but you are not getting any younger. You ought to be careful. Theo says,
Yes, I know. I've had these boxes for quite some time, and they've done the trick perfectly well. Maybe I should split some of them up. Some of these boxes are quite heavy.
and she heads off to go pack up more stuff. And he says to you, Evren,
Well, it was the oddest thing. I had a peculiar gentleman take that skull off my hands. I was happy to be rid of it. He said he could put it to good use.
I think I know who you're talking about, and it is in good hands.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. I was always curious why the school was so adamant about getting rid of it, but I suppose it wasn't exactly the best means or method for the telling of the fortunes. It always seemed to put people off.
Understandable. It's a little unsettling.
Oh, I would say a lot unsettling, but yes. So, we're pulling up stakes here. Are you planning on staying in town much longer?
I'm leaving with the folks who are going to Evren, and then I'm probably going to head home from there.
Ah, Evren. Yes, I think I've had my fill of Evren for some time. I'm assuming you're back off to the woods.
Yeah, that's the plan. I got a letter from home. It's all good. It sounds like things are settling down after I've left and spent some time away, so I think now's a good time to go back.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. A little homesick.
He looks at you and says,
I get the feeling.
Well, hopefully you and Zana can hang out again sometime.
he crouches down to your level, like gets on one knee and just says,
I'm sure our paths will cross again at some point. Let's just hope it's back home someday.
and he extends his hand out for you to shake.
She'll take it and shake it. I'm sure you will.
And he stands up, sort of dusts himself off, and he starts hitching up his horse to his wagon.
Okay. After that, I'm gonna help anyone else that needs help. And assuming that everyone's taken care of, she's gonna go visit Gammon because she has to. She needs to. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. You go initially to like help the twins that none of you guys actually met with, but you saw their performance. And there's these two elven twins. And they're just sort of like messing around. Like they're pulling like contortionist stuff while they're packing up just to like stay limber. So like instead of like passing a tent peg to the other person, they like bend over backwards to hand it to them.
This is super extra.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. They're ridiculous.
Love it.
But they just look like they're having fun packing up. Ilway and Trillich, Fair Glen, they're just packing things away like contortionists do.
I think she'll like pass and wave like, "Hey, I didn't get to talk to you, but your performance was great the other night."
They both look at you and in unison just go, "Thanks very much."
She'll wave and then leave. Be like, that was a little like, oh, okay. Was not expecting that. Yeah.
You approach where Gammon's magic tent was. It's not there anymore. But Gammon is like, he's got his back to like a tree. And he's just like watching. You just see that he's staring across at Rishka, barking orders and yelling at the ring toss person to like go faster. And you just see him chuckling to himself under the tree.
Has he noticed I'm there?
Mm-mm.
She's gonna sneak up on him, try to scare him.
Make a stealth check.
Sure. All right. Let's see how this goes. Stealth check. Stealth check. Where's my stealth? There it is. Okay. 15. Not terrible.
All right. With a 15, again with his back leaning on this oak tree, just sort of relaxed, you get like right up next to him, but like behind and to the like the left of him, so like he doesn't see you approach at all.
So, assuming I'm next to him, she's just gonna kind of like cross her arms, look ahead where he's looking back. It's pretty ridiculous, huh?
Gammon starts for a second, looks over, and says, "Oh, good to see you again. Yeah, I was just taking in the show that Rishk has given me."
Yeah, good to see you too. I just wanted to come by and say bye to everyone before you guys left. Make sure everyone's okay.
He leans up off the tree and he turns to you and he says, "Yeah, I can't remember a more exciting end to a show ever in the history of Karnak, so that's going to be a hard one to top."
I'd say so. Definitely one to remember, for better or worse.
You got out okay? No broken bones or anything?
No, I'm good. Had a little altercation later on, but been recovering from that, so I'm okay though.
Ooh, altercation. Who with?
It's a long story, but it's all good now.
Alright.
Everything's resolved.
A fun little secret altercation. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Dust up every once in a while is good. So where are you headed?
Well, I'm gonna travel with the folks going back to Evren, and then from there I'm gonna head home. Probably.
Ooh. You have Ray. Stuffed shirt capital. Well, get into some trouble for me while you're there, why don't you?
I'll see what I can do. Maybe something small. I don't want to end up in prison again, but something mischievous. I'll see what I can pull off.
Prison again?
Well, that's a long story.
You got a lot of long stories.
I know, I do. Let's just say some of the mages were messing with my home, and I got into a fight with them, and it ended up, this is why I ended up here, to serve some time. Community service, or whatever you want to call it, for all the damage I did.
Mages and magicians, what a bunch of losers, am I right? And he winks.
Well, you know, if you would have asked me that when I first got here, I would have agreed, but I don't know. They're not all too bad.
Well, I
Some of them
suppose
have
it's
some
also
cool
what
tricks. Some of them.
I suppose it's also what they're asking the magic to do for them. You know what I mean?
Really depends on how you're using it. What it's being used for.
Yeah, you gotta, work with it. That sort of thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm gonna miss Montrace.
Really?
Yeah, of course. You kidding me? It's quiet. When Rishka's not, yelling, being loud.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that, huh?
Not only that, but the people in this place are like super, super easy to impress. They make for a great audience.
Yeah, I imagine before we got here, well, my group and yours, it was probably pretty uneventful.
Yeah, that's kind of the energy I got when we got here.
Yeah.
Seemed like us showing up was like the event of the year or something like that.
They definitely made it out to be that. Well, it definitely, hopefully lived up.
Yeah, well, I don't know precisely when or where, timing wise specifically, I'll be. You got the schedule and everything, but like, I don't know. It's a little, touch and go. Rishka's, with as much as he's about rules, he can be pretty flighty about that sort of thing. Sometimes we get to a crossroad and he says right instead of left, and we wind up halfway across the country. But that's part of the charm, I guess.
Yeah. Well, as someone who grew up in the same place for all of her life, I would probably find that pretty fascinating. So it's nice to get
It's
out and
definitely
see the world.
definitely an adventure for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss Montrace too. But like I said, things are settling down back home. So get home, relax there for a bit, maybe come back and visit. I want to at least. Gonna miss,
If we had
miss
to-
Lena's food.
Our paths ever cross again, you got to tell me some of those long stories you got so many of.
You know what? Sure, you got it.
And he holds out his hand. He says, "Deal."
Takes it. Deal.
And he goes back to leaning against the tree and just starts laughing as Rishka is yelling off in the distance. Pull harder! Pull it out of ground! And he just laughs and shakes his head.
I think if Gammon's okay with it, she's gonna sit there with them and just watch them until like everyone is like ready, like good to go. Just stay there for a while. Just vibe.
It's a crisp fall day. There's not a cloud in the sky, and the tree that you guys are standing under is just full of orange leaves, and you're both just leaning against it, watching Rishka bark orders and watching as the carnival is slowly being packed away.
Awesome. Vibing. We do be vibing.
And after a while passes, he leans up off the tree and he says, "Well, I need to go pull a little misdirection and go look like I care about packing up."
Do you need any help?
Nah, I was packed up last night, but I told Rishka I'm not.
You really like messing with him, don't you?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I can see the appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Makes the job worthwhile, really.
I suppose so. Just, I know you like messing with him, and it is funny, but try not to give him too hard of a time. He's trying his best.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Everyone likes Rishka. I got nothing wrong with him. He's all good. He's all good. My gig here is pretty sweet. You know.
No.
Heck of a lot better than back home.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll have to tell me about that next time.
Yeah, well, that's one of my long stories.
Love to hear it. Really.
Oh, before I forget and before you leave, thanks again for the flower crown. Really brought the outfit together.
Yeah. No problem, blushing. Glad you liked it. It looked really
Didn't have a
good.
color scheme picked out for the dance, so...
You're a good dancer.
Yeah, you too. I know you said you were afraid about that, but you got some moves.
Might have learned a thing or two back home. Glad it still translates well. I still have it, however you want to say it.
You ought to see some of the people that we drag to dance, man. It's embarrassing. Some of them look like they've never used their limbs before in their lives.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I can catch you for another dance. More magic tricks. Your next show.
And he smiles and he says, and then he like leans over and sort of over and down and just sort of go, in a quieter voice says, "If you're at one of the next ones, I'll make sure one of those little tokens gets into your hands easy."
Okay. Thanks.
I swiped a box full of the things like 5 months ago. Yeah, I just have a box full of those dance token things. I just hand them out. It's really fun.
Well, don't go and find a better dance partner than me. It'll be
Roll
pretty hard to
charisma.
top. Okay.
Roll charisma.
Roll Riz.
Roll
for
for Riz.
Make a Riz check.
Oh my god, Evren. She's trying so hard.
So you said, make sure you don't find someone better at that than me.
Yeah. Better
And,
dance partner than me. Oh my god.
You say that, and it's when he's like looking at you after you say that he actually looks at your face again and sees like how severely Evren is blushing.
Yeah. She realizes
And-
what she just said, like, internally, she's like, oh my god.
Yeah, he looks at Evren, and then for a moment, with sort of this nondescript expression at first, and then he smiles, and he sort of just like gently nudges you on the shoulder and just says, "Oh, I mean, that's not a big deal. I mean, even if I do manage to come across someone with better footwork, I still enjoyed our dance."
I'm glad. And she's just internally like, oh my god. She's so embarrassed. But she's trying to hide it the best she can. Yeah.
You know, dance is a lot like what we were talking about with magic, you know? It's how you use it. You could be really good at it, but you could still be a real pain to be around.
I guess so, yeah. Well, I'll keep practicing. So,
I could tell you that I'll be practicing, but that would be a lie.
I figured, but it's okay.
And then he stands up away from the tree and says, "Well, Rishka said that he was willing to make an excuse this one time for us to go into town tomorrow, right before we leave, to see the three of you off. So you'll see me at least tomorrow, like when you leave."
Okay. Yeah, I'll make sure to look for you guys then.
He smiles and he nods and he says, "All right, I gotta go look busy."
Alright. Don't work too hard, cool guy.
He turns back to you and he laughs and he says, "Oh, the struggle.
I
It's
know.
so difficult."
Right. Alright. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
He gives you a little two-finger salute and he heads off to go pack up his things.
I think once he's like out of earshot and like she's just gonna I don't know. I think Ignatius is still with her.
Yeah,
he's-
we can say that he is. Even though the spell only lasts for like an hour or whatever, you just resummon him if he faded away for this
Yeah.
episode.
I think she's just gonna look at him and be like, I can't believe I said that. That was terrible,
Ignatius,
wasn't it?
I'm just imagining Ignatius just like cocking his head to the side, like
yeah,
looking
that's
at you.
exactly what I imagined.
Oh my god.
Huh?
Oh, that was terrible. I'm so glad Marko and Zana was not here to see that. They would not let me live that down.
Oh
Okay.
my god, that was so cringe.
Okay, Ignatius, let's get back before Zana gets ideas. And she's gonna start heading back to meet with the others.
All right, cutting back to Montrace proper.
Alright, I'll be
We're
right
with
back.
Zana.
I'm in the bathroom, but I can still hear you guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Zana decided to make her way down to Dahlia Cromwell's place, which you now know, like, you don't need directions to get to. You've been to it multiple times by this point. And you are walking down towards her house, and you actually see her come from her house and start walking towards the Groggy Bee, like coming back towards town.
Oh. I'll like meet her halfway and just be like, hello.
Oh, hi. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. I figured that, you know, the town was there for me after Papa died, so I figured I should go and comfort them after August, you know?
Yeah, that is very kind of you. I was looking for you actually. So, I am going to be leaving town soon. I am going to be going with Marko and Evren and a couple of our friends up to elsewhere on job stuff. And then afterwards, I'm gonna go all over. And I wanted to say goodbye and have a nice little fun time with my new best friend before I left.
She takes a minute and she says, "Oh, you're leaving us? I'm sorry to hear that. But you and your friends are, I guess, are moving on. I suppose you. What do you What do you do exactly? Are you just an adventurer, or?
I guess so. I don't have a job.
She laughs at that and says, "Well, it seems like you're doing fine for yourself."
Hmm, I try. This town has been very, very good. This bird does not nest, if you know what I mean. I don't really stay too long. There's so much to see.
She nods and she says, "Someday I'll get out there and do a little bit more traveling. I feel a little bit freed up, with Papa's condition. I didn't exactly feel comfortable going too far from home, but well, now I feel like I want to get out there and see more of the world. Sort of like what you're doing."
Oh, well, if you ever do, you should totally write me a letter and we'll meet up and go on a bunch of adventures.
She smiles and she says, "I'd like that very much. I'll have to make sure that Raymond gives you my information so you can send me letters. I haven't had a pen pal since I was a kid."
Oh, I've never had a pen pal ever in my life, so this is gonna be so exciting. Okay, so I've got probably a good amount of time. What are help me out? What are we doing on the best girls' day out ever before Zana leaves town day?
She says, well, um, you know, Thesper, he got in a bunch of clothing about 3 months ago. They're in the back
Oh,
storeroom, and I have been dying to try on some of the outfits.
enough said. You don't have to sell me anymore.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm
It's-
imagining the two of you head to Thesper's shop,
Mhm,
and you guys walk in,
mhm.
and Dahlia walks up to the counter where Thesper is and says, "Thesper, my friend and I here would like to try on some of the outfits you got a couple months ago, the ones that you've been keeping in the back." And Thesper says, "Ah, yes, no one's inquired about those yet. There's a changing room in the back. You feel free to try any of them on and just let me know what you think, and I'll just be up front."
Can do we get free reign. Oh, this is great. This is awesome.
So
This is so
I
good.
just imagine how this like if you imagine this edited like the fashion
Yeah,
montage of like
of
like
an early 2000s movie.
an early 2000s movie of like each of you taking turns being the one on the outside like nodding
Yeah.
yes or no, like
Mhm,
in one of the instances she walks out with this huge wide brim hat with this crazy amount of
mhm.
stuff on top. It's like way
Yeah,
too much, and
these
I
a
just
little bit. Pull
and I
back a
imagine
small bit.
what outfit does Zana come walking out, like describe one of the outfits that Zana comes out wearing.
Ooh, good. I should have thought about that
Oh
before I put
man.
myself in the spot like that. Okay. All right. So, as much as this is a fantasy realm, I find the image of Zana just in a suit really funny.
It was like a formal, yeah, formal wear. It would
Yeah,
have like imagine like the little coat tails, and it's like a very like serious looking jacket, like an
yeah.
undershirt, and you walk out, and Dahlia says, "You look like the daughter of a king at some sort of formal event."
Too professional?
Well, I mean, you can pull it off. I suppose it just, well, I think maybe I'm biased after the fashion show, but I think you could wear pretty much any of these outfits and look stunning.
Oh, oh, heal my heart. That's so kind. Oh, I like this because pants are better for kicks than dresses are. That gets embarrassing.
She like puts her hand to her chin and says, just a minute. And she walks up and she rolls the sleeves like up to the elbows
Ooh.
and then like undoes one of the buttons so that way the jacket's just like looser. And then she's like stepping back and she's like, I think, yeah, I think you could wear that at any party and it would work fine.
Oh, fuck yeah, I have a party outfit now. For all the parties I totally get invited to.
You say that and she says, well, have you ever been to a formal party?
I went to the circus.
Oh, no, honey, that's no. I mean a party, like a real party.
Oh, not really. Don't really do a bunch. At least I don't attend a bunch of formal gatherings at home, but that's because everything's formal over there.
Well, um, if you get a chance to, you should definitely go to one. Again, it's more for the people who are there could use someone like you at the party.
To breathe life in, yes.
You would make any party more fun, I feel like.
Oh, your words are so nice to me. Oh, we should do a party sometime, like when we're on adventures, but like we have downtime to like crash a party. Like they do in some books.
She steps back from it and says, you know, I would like to get the house, the homestead nice and clean so that way I can host a bunch of people over there someday.
You could do it. I believe in you. He's a little clean up, but he's good place.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll keep in contact, and if I ever do end up throwing some sort of party of some sort, I'll make sure you get an invite.
Oh, I will help plan the fuck out of that party. It'd be so fun. We can invite all of our friends. And now she's like just in her head, like going on like a years long fucking ultimate party plan.
Anything you come across in your travels that you think I should have at the party, you just write and tell me.
I'll mail it here.
Perfect.
If it wouldn't be broken in mailing.
You hear Thesper from the front say, "How's it coming back there? Made up your minds on anything?"
Oh yeah, very good suits are back here. You have good pick.
You keep in mind, Zana, that the Peacekeeper did say that anything that you wanted to purchase would be on his dime.
Oh, this is in the forefront of my mind. I think I'll take it. You can put it on Peacekeeper's tab. It's okay.
Vesberg is like a quizzical look at first, looks over at Dahlia, and Dahlia nods, and he says, "All right, that's fine with me."
Oh, that's awesome.
So you can add that to your disguise kit.
Awesome.
Incredible.
Woman in suit Zana. The best.
I also imagine
That's
her
hot.
hair getting done up differently
Oh, yeah.
for the suit.
Yeah.
Like that is a strong look. I like it.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Probably like tie like the top half of her hair back too. Kind of like what I do, really, but like a sort of half up.
Yeah. So yeah, the rest of the day, you guys just have a fun girls' day, just running
Let's
around
go.
town doing fun stuff.
Try food
We can
here. Look at stuff here.
we can cut over to Marko, headed over to the Church of Joaquin. And as you approach, you see that there's one or two craftsmen up on the roof, taking care of some of like the branches and stuff that were up there, like the tree that was up there, just clearing away some rubble and wreckage, and just sort of like putting up scaffolds and starting to make repairs. You enter the church again at this time of day without a cloud in the sky, sun just streaking through the orange stained glass at the far end of the room that's just spilling over the statue of Joaquin. And you see that Treese is sort of moving about like the inner, like the little main sanctuary of the building, just sort of like polishing stuff up and making it all nice. And she turns and she sees you and says, "Oh, it's you. How can I help?"
Good to see you. I this just had a few questions. This looks amazing. You're
"Oh, thank you. I managed to get some of the older folks in the town to gather behind my petition to make some repairs."
It's nice to see the place getting refurbished. Hopefully it gets some use in the coming times.
You know, I think that a lot of people don't understand what Joaquin's all about, you know? They think of fortune having to do with money or currency or trade goods only. But that's not why I started serving Joaquin.
Well, I don't think you'll have to worry about that. The people of Montrace aren't driven by profit. They seem to be driven by just, pride in their trade. They're proud of what they do, and that's it. You'll
Well,
understand.
going along with fortune, you understand. You see, I consider it good fortune to have met you and your friends.
The feeling's mutual.
Oh, I'm just yammering away. Please, have a seat. And then she takes a seat on one of the little benches at the front.
And take a quick glance at the eyes in the statue to make sure nothing's weird going on with them.
Mm-hmm. They just look normal. She says, "What can I help you with?"
Well, Miss Treese, you know, I've always wanted to be a knight, and this was kind of my first quest to help out around this town. And more than a couple times in the past few weeks, I've made pledges to people, and I get very passionate, and I get wrapped up in the whole thing, and well, this mark on my face, it starts flaring up, and I was wondering if you had any insight.
She looks at you and she says, "May I?"
Just
And she sort of runs her fingers over it, sort of tracing the pattern of it with her fingers. And she says, "Well, it's certainly a dragon mark. Well, so you say that what causes these flare-ups exactly?"
anytime I get wrapped up in my emotions, specifically whenever I make a promise.
Hmm. That's very interesting. Is there anything else?
Well, all my brothers and sisters have them.
Hmm.
My dad was very selective about that. You see.
Yeah, well, they are genetic. Uh, your brothers and sisters all have them.
Oh,
That's
and
definitely
there's
difficult.
there's also this voice that keeps talking to me.
At that, her face gets a little bit more serious and says, "And how recently have you been hearing this voice?"
The first time I heard it is when we investigated the manor last week, but I just heard it again earlier today.
Very interesting.
It doesn't
So
hurt.
you
It's just
hear this voice connected to when you're making these promises, and that's when you have this flare up, so to say. Well, I don't consider myself to be an expert in dragon marks. However, I did do quite a bit of study into ancient dragons and their connection to deities. You see, it would seem that in bygone eras, various dragon lords would sort of set themselves up as pseudo deities. It's a coveted position, but to my knowledge, there are no deities that are dragons. However, dragons do have a stupendous amount of magical power, and over the course of time, they've marked certain bloodlines, and each mark equates to a specific dragon, you see.
So there's a specific dragon that I'm tied to?
Uh, Tied to might not be the best word. You have the attention of a specific dragon. That's probably a bit more apt. This voice that you've been hearing, what are the kinds of things that it's been telling you?
It tries to tell me how all these decisions of mine are weak.
And do you agree with this voice?
Well, I mean, it feels right. It feels right to me, and my companions seem to have my back, and we were able to solve the mystery of this place, but it never seems impressed.
Well, as far as I'm aware, the dragons themselves can never control your actions. Your will is still your own. And whether you choose to listen to this voice, heed its instruction, or choose to ignore it forever, I think that's perfectly within your ken. I will say that dragons can become impatient.
I don't want
And
to
if,
anger it.
well, an angry dragon usually isn't a good thing. So there very well may come a time when you have to confront this dragon if you wish the voice to stop.
I have no idea where to even begin looking. And I'm also just a little freaked out, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I don't think that's unreasonable. Let me fetch you a book that I think would be very helpful. She stands up and she walks back into her little office that you guys investigated. And she comes back out with a smaller book. It's pretty tattered. And she hands it to you. And she says, "This is a book that I got when I was studying years ago. I don't need it anymore. It's not really pertinent to my field of study any longer. But it has some details about various draconic figures that have cropped up over the centuries. Names of dragons that seem to appear again and again and again, with different spelling variations based on what culture you're reading from. However, there are some consistent dragon characters, let's just say, that seem to make an appearance every once in a while."
Huh. I'm glad this stuff is documented.
Well, when you start hearing voices, usually you show up to the clergy asking for answers, and we clergy are often scribes, and so we write things down. Especially since initially we weren't sure if it was deities trying to get in contact with us, but after a while we figured out it was the dragons, not deities. But with this book you might, and I don't mean to raise any false hopes here, but it's possible if you read some of these statements from the dragon marked over the centuries, you might be able to discern which dragon you're talking about, whichever one keeps talking to you. If you can find some similarities in tone, language, what commands they're giving you, that sort of thing.
That gives me a lot to go on. Thanks. I
Well,
just
like I said, it's a start. I make no promises, but hopefully it should set you on the right path.
yeah, I need to investigate this kind of thing before I before I commit myself to any sort of order or another serious quest, should it interfere.
She stands up and she says, bear in mind that just because a person is dragon marked doesn't mean that a dragon's going to take a particular interest. But their connectedness to you, the fact that they're reaching out to you, means that they have taken an interest in your actions, your abilities. So you can take some confidence that whatever you're doing is impressive enough that a dragon would want to reach out to you. But as I said, as to how you respond to that, that's completely up to you.
Okay. Well, it seems like I'm sort of ticking it off so far. Hopefully I can find a way to please everyone going forward.
After you say that, Treese puts a hand on your shoulder and she stares you in the eyes and she says, if you walk through life attempting to please everyone, you'll wind up pleasing no one. We have to pick and choose. The people that really matter, those are the people we ought to try and please. But you can't go through life making everyone happy. It just won't happen. You'll only wind up robbing yourself.
Yeah, you're right. I suppose it's already a little too late for that anyway, with everyone back home.
Well, my parents weren't exactly thrilled when I went off to study at the college to become a member of the Joaquin Church. I was a bit of a disappointment myself.
Oh yeah? Well, you could have fooled me.
She laughs, and she says, well, I better get back to cleaning up more things in here. There are so many cobwebs to get rid of.
Yeah. I'll be sure to visit. I promise.
Well, you and
I
your
owe you.
friends certainly did a lot for our town, and I'm very grateful.
I was glad to help.
Okay. So, the three of you wind up back at the Groggy Bee after a day of just hanging out, talking to NPCs, and it's now the dinner crowd, and this is one last chance to speak to any NPCs simply by reference to see if they are in the Groggy Bee this evening.
I think
And
Evren
if
should.
not, that's totally fine, because everyone's sort of together.
Yeah, I think Evren would want to hang out and talk to Selena, assuming she's not too busy, like, making food and stuff for everyone.
Busier than she usually is, so
Yeah.
she's down to, she can chat and stuff while
Yeah.
she's getting stuff ready.
But, yeah, probably, like, get a seat up near where she's working. Big. Hey, Selena.
She turns around. Oh, good to see you. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, I actually went and visited the Karnak Carnival folks, just to check in with them, see how they're doing. They all seem to be doing good. They were closing up their tents and everything.
Well, that's a relief. I was just glad that no one was hurt that night.
Yeah, me too. But, yeah, I hung around there for pretty much most of the day. The other two went off and did their own thing. But, just wanted to see how you're holding up. I know you've probably been busy.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy. There's been a lot of foot traffic in and out of the Groggy Bee today,
Yeah.
which is fine by me. I prefer it that way.
Are you, like, this is probably a dumb question, but are you, like, okay?
Oh, you mean with August?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's difficult. However, I will say that having an answer about what's been going on around here, which the Peacekeeper told me that he's going to make a statement soon, and that the culprit has been captured, and that we shouldn't have any more problems, and that there aren't any wolves in town. That's very good news. So, obviously, as sad as I am that Auguste is gone, the Peacekeeper did let me know that Auguste was integral in catching the culprit.
He was. Honestly, if it wasn't for him, I don't think he would have been found. So, I wish it didn't have to end up the way it did, but I'm glad that he was able to lead us to the person who needed to be caught.
You know, it's not often when someone passes that, after talking over with everyone in town, no one has anything negative to say. But that was the case with Auguste.
He was a good spirit. And I'm sure he'll be very missed around here.
And she nods. And she says, "So the three of you are heading out tomorrow, then?"
Yeah, we're heading up to Evren with those folks, so probably gonna head home from there once we get to Evren. Go home. See my family. I'm gonna miss Montrace.
How long have you been away from them?
Oh, Max, player to DM. How long has it been? Approximately?
For you, it's probably been like, I would say
15
between
years.
3 weeks to a month, somewhere in there.
We'll say a month then. She's gonna, yeah,
Okay.
so she's gonna be like, probably like a month, which probably seems like nothing, but I don't know, I
Are you
haven't,
kidding me? A month away from home? I think I'd go crazy.
yeah, I grew up, I never left home, so this has been a whole new experience for me, being away on my own for the most part, so, but I'm
You have
gonna-
any family waiting for you?
Some parents, some of the elders. I got a letter that everyone misses me, so definitely have some stories to take back for them.
You certainly will. You certainly caused several.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. But that being said, I am gonna miss Montrace, which I never would have thought I would say that when I first got here. So you gotta give.
She again, in a very maternal way, just sort of pats the back of your hand and says, "Well, Montrace will miss you too."
But yeah, I'll try and come and visit when I can. I'm sure I'll get bored after a while and want to come adventure more later.
Well, if you ever show back up in town, you stay here for free. You hear me?
Won't argue with that. Thank you.
She says, "I've already cracked open my book and smelled that flower several times in the last couple days. Thanks
Oh.
again for that."
Yeah, of course. Maybe I'll bring some back from the forest when I visit again.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, got some pretty cool ones. There's one that we have there that's my favorite that I grew up with. It's called like a wildflower poppy, which of course that's my favorite. Why wouldn't it be? Have you met me? But it's like orange and white, and it only grows like when there's fires, like after a fire, which is kind of weird because you wouldn't think something would grow after something like that. But no, yeah, I've seen them grow. So
Sounds so interesting. Do you have a picture of it in your book?
yeah, and she'll get her book out and probably flip to whatever page, probably one of the first pages, honestly, in her book, and like spin it around and slide it towards her. It's this one.
She gasps and says, "It's so pretty."
Yeah, it's my favorite, which, well, no, it's still my favorite. I think the one you showed me or told me about's definitely my second favorite, though. A very close second.
She laughs to herself and says, "Things certainly are livening up around here after the three of you showed up. Things are things are different, but things are good.
Well, as long as it's good. That's all you can ask for. But I won't speak for the other two, but I really appreciate your kindness that you showed me and the others while we've been here.
She sort of scoffs and waves her hands. Says, "Oh, it's no trouble at all. Just being hospitable."
You're very good at it, and I really appreciate it. I learned a few things from you that I'm definitely going to take home.
Speaking of things that you can take home from learning from me, just a second. She walks into the back. And she comes back with a small slip of paper about the size of an index card, and she slides it towards you. And she leans in really close, and in a whisper she says, "This is my ma's bread recipe. Want you to take it with you."
Seriously? And she's just gonna look at it and and hold it like it's the most precious and fragile thing ever. And then probably like find a place in her book and like her journal, her flower journal, and put it in there. Maybe she has like a pocket or something, I don't know. But like I will protect this with my life. Promise.
You share it with your friends. I couldn't think of anything else I could give to the three of you.
I definitely will. But I was gonna say I'm gonna miss your cooking, but this should tide me over until I come visit. So thank you.
She smiles and she says, "That was what I was going for." She winks and then heads back off into the back to go tidy something up.
Cool. And then probably look around for Zana and Marko if they're around. I assume they are, but
Yeah. We're just
Cool.
enjoying one last meal before
So
we
good food.
head out.
so much good food. I'm gonna miss
The
it.
back of the room, you just hear Eustace's voice, and you look across the room, and Eustace, with one mug in his hand, is just sort of spinning around on Colton and Zwara's table, just kicking stuff off the table,
Oh my
singing
God.
this song. And you can tell, and you hear a couple of people, you hear Colton say, "Oh, who gave him a wolf's bane again?"
Oh no.
Oh God.
Yeah, you've got to be kidding.
One more for the road.
He's going to die.
Eustace is just spinning around, singing at the top of his lungs. You can't even make out the words, but everyone is just laughing in the corner. And finally, once Eustace finishes his song, he lifts his mug and the entire room goes to just like cheers. Everybody in the room at the same time.
Absolutely.
I think Evren will just roll her eyes, smile, and raise her drink too with everyone else.
Don't roll your eyes. This is funny.
It's a little funny, yeah.
Eustace, after the toast and everything, sits back down, and it looks like he's handling this one much better.
Good.
Oh, he built up a resistance somewhat.
You hear Victor's voice come from behind you and says,
Actually, I put a large amount of water in it.
Oh, he's
Honestly,
a man.
good thinking.
Probably for the best. Otherwise, he's gonna be sick in the morning.
Yes, it would not be good for him to be in that state while trying to drive a carriage.
That too. Good thinking.
You hear first, children. Do not drive under influence.
Colton and Zwara have their heads just like buried, just embarrassed by Eustace. But Eustace is just going to each of the tables, and like one by one, like each table that he visits will just like randomly erupt in laughter, and it just looks like Eustace is having a grand old time.
Oh, good.
And you hear a couple people being like, "It's the gnome cannonball. He sits over here next to me."
The legend.
A legend.
Wow.
Oh, he's good that he has friends.
You see several people take out little slips of paper and he just starts trying to autograph them. His signature is pretty sloppy because he's not all there, but you see people who are asking for his autograph.
Oh, he's a
Amazing.
hero. He's
Oh,
famous
boy.
now.
You think he'll even remember this tomorrow?
I mean, I would tell him.
Fair enough.
I'm sure the songs they'll sing about him will remind him plenty.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way,
Maybe.
guys. And she's gonna open her drum bag and like lean in and be like, Selena gave us this really cool recipe for bread. She said to share it with you too. And she's
Oh
whispering.
my god.
Get out of town.
I'm
Oh
serious.
my god.
We're gonna have to make some when we have the means to do it.
Going to learn how to make bread.
Selena's bread.
But I promised her I would protect this with my life, and she's gonna take the recipe and put it back where she had it in her book and like, yeah, keep it safe.
I'm
We
gonna
will
learn
die
how to
before
read.
anyone learns.
Just to memorize every ingredient,
Oh,
every step of this recipe.
speaking of reading, big guy, you still need to teach me giant. You said you would, anyway. You don't have to, but
Oh, of course. There'll be plenty of time tomorrow on the road.
that's true.
Maybe I can give a lesson to you and your family.
Oh, if they want to, yeah.
A whole family of giant speaking druids. That's awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
It would be my pleasure.
And then, if you want me to help you learn how to read, I'm more than happy to help with that too, or whatever else you want.
Like I said, we have a lot of time.
Yep. Also,
Oh
she's gonna lean in and whisper again, and be like, "Nothing that will get us in trouble again, like serious trouble. But I need to do something a little mischievous in your right while we're there before I go home, just
Oh,
for fun."
what's going on?
Ooh, what are you doing?
I don't know yet. It needs to be something I made a promise, so.
Hoo-hoo.
Why does that matter?
I'm curious.
It might actually apply to me a little bit.
Friend
What
of
is
mine.
going on?
If it is important enough that you have to be like, hey guys, we got to make sure to do this, I would like to know what I'm getting into.
It's a friend of mine.
Okay, because just like the last time someone said you have to do this and I didn't ask why or who, I ended up like investigating a town of mysterious disappearances.
Okay, that's fair. It's just a friend of mine. I told him I would do it. Just because.
Fine, keep your secrets.
I will keep my secrets on it. Like, you don't keep yours.
Well,
I have been in open book with you this entire time. I told you I was from heaven on day one.
as long as what you're doing doesn't cause any havoc.
That's, yeah, like I said.
I am actually planning on meeting with the general there.
A general?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you have to, like, make some special appointment for that or something? Or you just go?
I think he's expecting me. He gave me this letter, see?
Oh.
And I think I got the gist of it. But I'm pretty sure he wants to meet with me. After hearing tales of our exploits. I think I
he
might
wants to-
actually have a shot at being part of their order. The
Is
Dragon
that-
Knight.
Is that really what you
me.
want?
I've wanted it ever since I was a baby.
So...
That's got to be a good dream if a baby wants it. That must be very important.
That's what I'm saying.
So, theoretically, if you were to get this position, would you have to stay in your Vray then?
Well,
Or would they, like, station you somewhere?
orders would come straight from Devier, so I assume that would make my new home. But yeah, wherever they station me, I'm not entirely sure how these things work. Hopefully I become an errant knight, and I'm able to go anywhere I please, including your home, maybe even your home, Zana.
Ooh. Oh, if we can find the way
I
to
don't-
get there, that'd be cool.
I don't think Zana even knows how to get home.
Well,
It's like I
figure it
know how to. I just got to remember how to find it. It's very hidden, and I'm not smart.
Well, if it's a literal portal to heaven, I would hope it's not easy to find for just
Yeah.
anyone to walk into.
it's a
Probably
staircase.
would have to
It'd
find
be
it
very
on
easy to
accident.
find.
Maybe the portal was the friends we made along the way.
Damn it, Jane.
Regardless, try not to cause too much trouble in Yvray. I need to make a good impression, you see.
We'll make good
Nothing
impression.
huge, just something that's fun.
Come on, tell us.
Give me some details.
She's gonna look at Zana, be like,
Mhm.
like, give her a look like, I know you're gonna judge me, like, you're gonna give me shit for this, before looking back at Marko. Okay, I went and talked to Gammon. I promised Gammon I would make some trouble before I left.
I knew it. You owe me $5, and she starts to
Let's save that till after my meeting.
True.
Alright, fair enough. Just as
Will
long
you
as we do it
promise
before
me?
we leave the city.
And maybe someone who's, I don't know, acting like a real stinker already.
Oh, that shouldn't be hard. Not in that city.
Oh, you promised him to cause trouble.
Yes.
That's fun.
Yeah. I did.
What else happened? And she's gonna like lean in, elbows on the table.
I hung out with him by a tree. And we
Ooh.
promised to tell each other our long stories next time we saw each other.
This is a very fun story so far.
And I said some
And-
things that were super embarrassing. And I'm probably...
Please tell me what you said.
No.
It would be the best day ever.
No.
Please.
I'm not. I'm not doing it. No. Not doing it.
Fine, I won't tell you my cool secrets either.
I
God
told
damn it.
him to not find a better dance partner than me if he were to dance with anyone else again, because we were talking about the carnival dance and how well it went, and he complimented my flower crown I gave him and said that it looked really nice with the outfit that he was wearing and that it really helped him put it together.
Whoa. That was so much.
Evren, I think he might like you just a small bit.
I made a fool
Oh
of
my
myself,
goodness.
Zana. I doubt it.
Oh,
Ugh.
that was so fun.
Hey, good on you for having the courage to say all of that.
I made a fool out of myself. If you guys would have been there, you would have laughed at me.
Evie, he liked your dancing and your outfit colors. He's basically saying you're hot. This is how
don't-
boys work. I know this.
I have no experience with this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing.
No one ever does. If you know what you're doing, you're a fucking liar.
Quote of the year right there. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, put that in the quotes channel, somebody. That was good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, he did say that he and the other carnies are gonna see us off tomorrow when we leave, before they leave, so...
That's fun.
Yeah. Maybe I'll
Me.
try again.
Yeah. Try
more.
again. Cool. Me and Dahlia had a girls' day. It was so cool.
Oh yeah? How'd that go?
I got to. I got. The Peacekeeper's tab bought me a cool suit to wear at fancy parties when I get invited to them, probably, hopefully, someday, please. And then we went around town and did all these cool stuff without breaking anything.
Sounds like you had a good time too.
It was very fun day. I will miss her so much. We're gonna be pen pals.
Pen pals. That's a good
I
idea.
Never had pen pal before.
Like write letters to each other?
Yeah, and then we'll send each other like the cool pens we find. I think that's what it means. We'll send each
That's
other so many cool things. Probably pens too.
usually it's just letters, but I mean, if you want to send pens,
Oh,
sure.
why don't they just call it letter pals?
I don't know, Zana.
Everything I learn here makes both all the sense and no the
Look,
sense.
you send her whatever you want. Whatever you think she would like. Go
I will
for it.
send like the perfect thing every single time, and she'll get it and be like, "Oh, that's my best friend that sent me that."
Well, you'll have to show me that outfit sometime.
Ooh, if he like invite me to a party, dude. Like invite me to a party and I'll show up.
The next time I have authority over an guest list at a party, I will make sure you and Marko are both on the top of it.
Hey,
Ooh, we can also
thanks.
see Marco's cool party awesome outfit. Cool party awesome outfit.
I. That's probably just heavy armor for me.
I mean, hey, you didn't wear armor like all day and it looked very fancy.
I mean, they'll probably give you some cool, like, I don't know, those little shoulder things that they wear or something. You know what I mean?
Pauldrons?
Yeah. Is that what they're called?
The big ones?
Oh,
Well, yeah, no, the ones that, like, hang over your shoulder.
Oh, like the
Oh.
fancy cape?
Yeah. Like, sometimes it's like a
fancy
full one, or sometimes it's like a half one that's just on your shoulder. Those are weird.
If it's required of me.
That would look pretty fancy.
Well, why required? Like, have some fun. You will do good as knight, but like make that outfit your own.
Within dress code, of course, because, at least from my
Well, yeah, like-
experience, they're strict about that.
Don't get like fired, but like wear a cape. Capes are cool.
I've heard lots of terrible things about people in capes.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
It's just getting caught in things.
Not the dying a guy incident.
Not the Incredibles reference. No capes! Edna. Oh, Edna.
No, he's fine. It's fine.
I don't
Just
know.
like one time in
Cape.
history.
Capes look cool, but I'm not sure they're for me.
Okay.
Prefer being able to run around, have full
Could do
mobility.
a scarf. Scarves are cool.
Yeah, that I could do.
Ooh.
Have it like float behind you. You know what I mean? It look pretty cool.
Yeah. Next time I stand in front of a mirror, I'll try to imagine it.
I knew someone once. She was like a roguish type. She had one that she wore around. It was really cool. It looked good too. It was light and, it didn't get in the way, but it looked great.
Hey, all right.
Just something to think about. You don't have to take my fashion advice. I mean, look what I'm wearing.
Cool druid nature clothes, yes.
Yeah, well, most druids wear green, and I wear black and orange and yellow because I don't
These
know.
are colors of fall.
Well, the orange and yellow are not necessarily black.
Black is like the color of rocks or wood or something.
Yeah, I could see that.
Only a bitch would say that you don't have good outfits.
You're saying all these words.
I don't know where this is coming from, but I kind of like it.
Are you in a good mood or a bad mood? I can't tell.
I don't know. I mean, she spent the day with Dahlia. It sounds like it was a pretty good day. Just saying.
Maybe
I
you
say
shouldn't be
you
hanging
have
out with Dahlia
out-
anymore.
I say you have good outfit, and if people like don't like it and they're like mean and rude or whatever.
No, I appreciate that. Usually, I don't care what people think. I like my outfit.
Besides, most of these words I hear at like nighttime and people drink, and I like can't sleep, so I just kind of listen through the floor.
So you're learning those words from drunk people.
Yes.
I guess that would make sense. We have been staying in an inn for a month. Roughly a month.
I learned so many cool things down here. Cannot wait to go home and teach sister.
Just yeah. Good luck with that. It's not going poorly at all.
Oh, that's the best bit.
Unless the three of you have anything else you want to do before you go to bed?
No, not
That's
really.
it for me.
I think that's it.
Okay. So after an evening in the Groggy Bee, just sort of taking in the atmosphere, and separate little moments after when you guys are, it's just the three of you at the table. Sometimes the three of you will just go quiet and just look around the room, taking it in. The fall evening outside, and then the warm hearth crackling inside, and Selena bustling about, going to the different tables, people laughing, Eustace telling stories. And after you guys are ready, you guys go upstairs because you know you have some traveling to do the next day. And you get to your rooms and you start sort of packing all your stuff together so that way it goes quicker in the morning. And you guys go to sleep.
Before Evren goes to sleep, after she gets done packing, can she stay up for a little bit and write something?
Yes.
Okay, she's gonna do that before going to bed.
At the drafting table? Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Evren's writing assuming some sort of note or
Letter,
message.
Yeah.
Or letter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The three of you guys spend one more night in these comfy beds, and you wake up the next morning, and the morning crowd has already dispersed out to the fields, with the exception of some NPCs who linger a while longer. The three of you hear commotion outside, and when you go to your window, you see that Colton, Zwara, and Eustace are right near the front of the Groggy Bee at this horse cart. And you see the Peacekeeper walk a figure with sort of like a hood draped over their head into the back of the cart. And then a few minutes later, you guys watching at the window, you see Raymond Lavoie, the orc postman, sort of step out of the carriage from like the back of it towards the Groggy Bee, like out of a side door, and like pulls the hood off and throws it into the carriage and locks the door, and then goes back around and stands with the other townsfolk. And you see that the Peacekeeper is holding the Ripper over his head, and you see him motioning to it, talking to the townsfolk, and then a few of them nod in approval and start dispersing. And yeah, you guys head downstairs, and Selena greets the three of you and says, "Good morning, the three of you. I went ahead and took the time to go ahead and make you some breakfast for the road." And she hands each of you like a little, it's almost like a bandana tied up, and it's heavy with food, and she hands one of them to each of you. And she says, "That should keep you fed on the road."
Oh, you didn't have to do that.
Oh, I wanted to. I was up early anyways. She comes out back around the counter, and she gives the three of you, each of you, a hug, and she just says, "Hopefully I'll see the three of you at some point in the future."
I'll be back. At
No,
least
yeah,
for a
go
visit.
On it.
I like it here. I'm not gonna stay away forever.
This is like number one on the like must revisit vacation spots.
She laughs to herself and says, "I'm glad." And she walks outside, and when you guys step outside, you are greeted to thunderous applause. and you can see that there are like two lines of people, one on one side of the road, one on the other, in front of the carriage. And it is basically all of the people from town, specifically all the people from town that you've helped. And they are all just applauding you, with the peacekeeper by the door looking at the three of you, applauding the loudest, seemingly being the one who started it. And as you guys step down off of the porch of the Groggy Bee, he gives each of you a handshake. And as he's sort of like walking you guys over to the cart, Colton and Zwara take their positions at the front of the cart, and Eustace gives the peacekeeper a salute and then walks to the front of the cart. And the peacekeeper, while the crowd is still sort of loudly cheering and all this stuff, he brings you guys close to the back of the cart and sort of circles you guys up. And he says, "Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the things that you've done for Montrace. It means a lot."
Least we could do.
Thanks for giving us the chance.
This town has good people in it. So I'm glad we were able to help them.
Well, there's no denying that you have. But before you leave, I've one request that I'm loath to make, but I feel I should, given the quality of help that you were to me during this investigation. In Evren, there's a peacekeeper friend of mine, Soph Wilder, and she might need some help. There's been a string of murders recently, and she's understaffed, and the people that they keep sending her to help figure out what's going on have been no help at all. And if the three of you end up staying a while in Evren, I made no promises on your behalf. I only told her that it was possible that some investigators who helped me with this situation might be in town soon. All I ask is, as a favor to her, to just hear her out and see if you can lend your talents to the situation.
Yeah. It shouldn't be a problem.
But
If
of
we can help,
course,
we definitely will, I think.
this could be mutually beneficial, you see. It's a whole new
looks to
town.
you,
We'll have something to
Marko.
prove.
He looks to you, Marko, and he says, "I truly wish that it was within my power to offer knighthood, but unfortunately that's far above my pay grade. If it was, you best believe I would have already, but, well, Evren could be a stepping stone for you, if knighthood is still what you have your eyes set on."
He's pretty set on it, I think.
That means a lot.
He turns to you, Evren, and he says, "Never let anyone, including Peacekeeper Soph, judge you for your size."
You got it.
If they do, put them in their place.
Oh, you better believe I will. It's never stopped me before.
He turns to you, Zana, and he says, "You have one of the biggest hearts of anyone I've ever seen. And though the world is at peace and hasn't seen war in a very long time, it's people with your disposition that will keep conflict far away from people."
I will do my very best to keep the peace in my own right.
"I'm sure you will." And he says, "I have about 30 years worth of talking to do to set things right." And he looks at Marko, and he says, "And then once he's taken care of, the truth part of things will come easier."
Just
I hope so, for your sake.
Well, just remember you have 3 people who believe in you and are rooting for you.
You got this.
And he nods and he says, "Thank you." And he walks back up onto the porch, and you guys enter the wagon. But again, you guys can still like see all the people, and it starts moving with you guys in it, but very, very, very slowly. And so if there's any NPC that you want to like flag down, wave to, whatever it is, as the carriage is pulling down the 2 rows of people.
I think Evren's gonna druid craft the wildflower poppy that she showed Selena. Yeah, and then she's gonna get out the letter that she wrote, and then when they pass Gammon, she's gonna be like, "Hey, cool guy, here," and just hand both of those to him. We'll see you around, hopefully.
He snatches it up and he stares at you and does a little magic trick, and then he shakes it out of his other sleeve and he holds it aloft and just sort of nods.
Just waves. Smiles.
And he says, "I'll see you when I see you."
"See you when I see you too. Stay out of trouble."
As he's walking away, he looks back over his shoulder and just smiles and just shakes his head to no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Chuckles. And then I'm actually gonna write that and send it to you. It's not
Perfect.
written right now, but I will write
Yeah,
something.
that's what I figured, yeah.
Yeah.
As the cart keeps pulling forward, Victor's off to the side. And as the cart is pulling away, Victor, this old gentleman, walks forward up to the cart. And Marko, into your large hand, he places a small dagger in a leather little sheath.
Who does?
Victor.
Oh boy.
Oh.
And you can tell
boss.
by the handle that this is an elven dagger.
Ooh, sick.
All right.
And he whispers, so only you hear this. No one else does.
Mm-hmm.
But he says,
Tell your mother that I said hello, and I hope she fares well.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Which one?
he smiles and says,
The one that belonged to us a long time ago. Once a child of Montrace, always a child of Montrace.
Oh
She's-
my god.
She's in your Vray?
I don't know. I wish that I did. She moved away quite a long time ago.
Well, Victor, thank you for this, and whether she's there or not, I'll find her.
Tell her she better come back someday soon. Nobody else can beat me at cards the way that she could.
Wow. I will tell her that.
as the cart carriage keeps pulling forward, Dahlia runs up to the carriage and she hands Zana a letter and says, "Figured I might as well save on postage to just give you the first one outright."
Oh my god, thank you. Whenever we get our first break, I'll start writing the next one. Then get to a post office, I'll send it to you.
Oh, thank you. I look forward to it. Have safe travels, okay?
You too. I will send you lots of cool pens if I find any also.
She, sort of with a confused look on her face, sort of looks around and says, okay.
Because
Okay.
we are pen pals.
Wow.
I love Zana so much.
What a wholesome being.
I know. Too good for this
As
world.
the carriage keeps pulling forward, you guys are just taking in the entire scene, and you see Selena, you see Victor, you see Dahlia, you see Rishka, Lila, you see all the folks that you've helped. You see Treese, you see the whole contingent of people. You see Philippa Lochran, Theo Rakonis is waving, even like Emile Levex and Armand Bracewell are
Oh,
like
these guys.
standing up across from each other on the roads, but they're still like waving as you depart. Raymond Lavoie, the postman, tips his cap to you as you go past. And yeah, you guys slowly make your way out of Montrace until it starts shrinking into the distance. And you, just after the town is out of sight, you start hearing Eustace start to sing a little song from the front of the carriage. And we will end with this epilogue. 3 former prisoners in the back of a carriage, bouncing over uneven ground, wind their way through the valleys and over the hills, off in the direction of the great city of Yvray, where scholars and mages dwell. And as Eustace's song hangs in the air, you're surprised to find that it's in tune, and that the lyrics that talk of pasture land and shepherds means more to you than it did before. And you think of home in all of its forms for each of you, and that for all of you, home is still there waiting for you. And that is where we will end.
All right.
Applause.
Aw, that was good. That was so good.
Round of applause.